Hello, beautiful human. I am Zach. That is Dan. And we welcome back to the studio. One of my good friends. I'm so happy to have you here. Nessa Barrett, everybody.
Hello. That was the best welcoming claps I've ever heard. That's great.
That's not true. I've been to many of your shows. I've watched people applaud for you. And I've also watched people really react to your live performance firsthand so many times. And it's really moving every single time.
Yeah.
What is going through your mind when you're on stage, and what are you seeing? Are you seeing faces? Are you registering?
Oh, yeah. I mean, performing live, it goes by so fast. It's kind of crazy. I feel like I'm on there for like 2 minutes, and I'm already like halfway done my set. But I feel like it's just as emotional for me as it is for everyone in the crowd. There's a lot of songs like Love Bomb and Die First where like I take a moment and I look at everyone and just seeing people bawl their eyes out and really like connect emotionally to my songs, it breaks my heart. It does break my heart a lot. I love it. I don't know. I love touring. It's great.
There's something too, as much as it hurts your heart, but it also fulfills you, right?
Oh no, yeah, 100%. I mean, I'm there for them, you know? Kind of drives me, and what better way to like pull emotion to sing a hard song for me than from everyone in the crowd, you know?
To share that with people, because in doing that, you're also like, you are sharing experience at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It is vulnerable, but it's also really special.
Yeah.
When you're making this music that you're releasing now, EP on the way, 2 songs out now, Live being one of them, are you taking what you've collected from being on the road and applying it to the music you're making or the work you're doing in the studio?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, touring is such an insane experience for me, and it was very eye-opening because I started this during COVID. And so in the beginning, before I even toured and got to perform in front of people, it's hard to kind of articulate numbers and followers and listeners to actual people, you know? And everything in person and in real life is so different than online. And so being on tour and meeting my fans and seeing the people that are coming to my shows, I realized that they're just like me. You know, there's a reason why people relate to my songs. It's because we're the same, you know. We all live different lives, but we go through very similar experiences. And I kind of took that whole idea while writing my EP and these new songs, because I just realized that I am just like everyone else.
Do you find comfort in that?
100%. Yeah. It's hard when everything's so public for me, and to even feel comfortable being able to open up about something in a song that people are going to hear, knowing how public my life has been. It's scary, but again, I'm just like everyone else, and it's helped me be even more vulnerable.
What parts do you choose to keep to yourself?
At this point, I don't know. I'm kind of like an open book. I'm really thinking now. I think I kind of say everything. Yeah, that line has been crossed a while ago, which I don't mind because it's like I'm me, you know, and I want people to know me and understand me, but I also don't want I don't want there to be 2 different worlds, because then I'll get lost. I don't want me to be who I am, but then hide certain things, because it's not fair, and it's going to confuse me even more, because I'm open about certain things, and then I'm going to hide everything else. At this point, and all of the new music that I'm making, I show the good, the bad, the ugly, every deep and dark secret that I have, and the terrible thoughts that I have in my head. Not only to like understand myself while I'm making music, but to help people, because I know I've seen, you know, my songs and the things that I write about help people in person, in real life. And so I think that that's more powerful than anything else. So I have to like continue to do that.
That is a lot to carry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a lot of transparency to give to people who you know, but only through music and only through the doses of videos and social posts that you choose to share.
Yeah. I feel like my social media is kind of like, I don't really go, open up that much on there, again, because people online are very different than the people that are actually listening to my music and actually care about what I'm saying. But I mean, yeah, if you listen to any of my songs, it's like you're getting a full open book of what my brain is like and how I process things.
Which, by the way, would give you better context to even some of the stuff you do online a little bit. There was a moment back in May where there was a bunch of, you posted videos and then you ended up having to tweet in response to like, what we were watching, you showed me before.
What'd I show you?
You really checked it? You really don't know?
No, refresh my memory.
Maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was Jordan.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
God, send help.
I did have to do stuff like that though.
Do you remember? You posted a bunch of videos, and then people thought like
I was on drugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you weren't.
No. Okay, so me and Bree talk about this all the time. I feel like I'm fucking hilarious. Like genuinely. Like I feel like you guys have been around me like off camera like a bunch to know that I have a good fucking sense of humor. And a lot of people don't see that in me because like I advocate for mental health. I'm very deep. And I feel like honestly the most fucked up people are the ones that are the funniest.
True.
But I feel like I've kind of failed to let people see that. And so on my spam, there's been a bunch of times where I've made videos and some nights where I'm just being full on me, not on my ADHD meds, like she's fully unleashed. And I post them because I watch them and I'm laughing. If I'm laughing at my own video and I like rewatch it over and over again because I want to get a good laugh, then I'm going to post it. And I hope that everyone has the same sense of humor. People don't, and they think that I'm on drugs, and they start saying all this stuff. And it's just like, come on, man. It's just like I don't know. It's sad. I think people can't accept the fact that I could be funny, or people just want to find a reason to think that I'm doing something bad, and that like I'm failing. So like in a moment where I've been very vocal about healing and being sober and doing all these things for myself, and really working hard on getting better, everyone wants to just jump the gun and be like, oh, she fell off the wagon again and she's on drugs. Look at her. She's posting videos saying absolute nonsense. Like she has to be high out of her mind. And I think, yeah.
But the reality is you're not. You're just being you, and you're choosing to showcase another side of you.
Yeah, the problem is that I was not on drugs. I was being full on me, unmedicated.
What is your driving motivation to share as much as you do and to open up and be as transparent as you are, even through music? Is it solely just to help people?
100%. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like in every aspect of my life, so there's one thing about me, and one thing that I cannot wait for is to be a mom someday. And it's solely so that I can take care of a human being and help them grow and help them learn. And I love that. I've been that way since I was a kid, whether it's the people in my classrooms or the people that I have been inpatient with in the mental hospital growing up, my family, even like my mom and, my little brother. I love taking care of people and I love helping people. And it sounds like so like cliche and all this stuff, but like I don't mean it to like sound good, but it's just like it makes me feel better because I can't help myself, but I know how to help other people. And I also know how to help myself, but when I need it, I'm not in that mindset, to be able to. And I've been through hell and fucking back. And there's I know we talked about how I'm open about everything, but there's a lot of things that happened in my childhood that I have never opened up about, But I've been through a fuck ton, and I want to make it worth it. I like to believe that there's a reason why I've been through so much shit, and there's a reason why I struggle so much mentally, and it's to help people, because that's the only thing that could make sense for me.
Is there something to caring and helping others in any way that you can that allows you then to help yourself? Because you seem to be the healthiest you've been.
Yeah.
You've also been touring a lot.
Yes.
And working, meaning being in front of crowds every night, more than you've ever been in your entire life.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be something there, at least with the energy that is so overly palpable and like tangible when you enter the venue.
Yeah, I mean, for my first tour, I put in a lot of steps that I never have before in order to be better and to help myself and to be able to even last the whole tour.
And you did.
Yeah, which was, it was such a relief because, do you hear that burp coming up?
Let it out.
It was a relief because, I mean, like, I would, like, sit and I would talk to Brie and my team before tour, and I'd be like, this is going to make or break me, like, 100%. Like, and it helped me so much, and I finally figured out that I could do it. But, it was the first time that I really put in the effort to, going to therapy, to trying to, going sober, to doing things that would actually help me to like journal and do like a gratitude thing and all this stuff and, figure myself out spiritually and everything like that. And it has helped so much. And me knowing how to help people has helped me figure out ways that could work, which, yeah, I feel like I've been better than ever. But again, it's like I deal with fucking, I still have borderline personality disorder. And, there's a part of that where you get to a certain point and your brain kind of tricks you into like, you don't want help. You kind of want to swim in it. And so that's when I can't really help myself, is when I'm kind of too deep in it. But now that happens every once in a blue moon, so thank God for that.
Does being a mom, the thought of it excite you? Like fulfill you in a way that you don't think you can be fulfilled in any other way?
Yes. I've only started to think about it recently. And I don't know why I'm gonna cry right now. I was gonna get like really deep with it. Yeah, I started to think about it a lot recently because just the same way that tour was life-changing for me, I feel like me being a mom would be even more life-changing, and it would give me even more of a purpose. And yeah, I think I've just been struggling a lot physically and mentally, I guess, too, and it kind of hit me that I possibly might not be able to have kids. And so I think that's when I started to think about it, and I have cried before because I kind of did it to myself. And I was like, all I want to do is to be a mom. And so I think that's one of the reasons why I am motivated to recover.
Why wouldn't you be able to have kids?
I struggle. I deal with a pretty bad eating disorder. And it's been pretty bad for a little over a year now. But yeah, it's gone to a point where I know it's, affected my body.
Do you know who you want the dad to be? Lighten the mood a bit,
That was a great question. No, I don't.
Did you know who you wanted at one point in life, you knew who you thought you wanted the dad to be.
I feel like everyone in a relationship is like, oh, I'm going to like marry this person. I'm going to start a family with this. Like, of course. I've been in like, I feel like that's like a normal thing. But you don't know. And I've heard stories, and I know people that like they've produced their own kid without, no dad, just sperm.
Totally. A
So
stranger
who knows?
seed.
Yeah. I'll have my kid call me daddy too. And it's a
I've never heard that before.
listen.
It's giving daddy.
It is giving daddy. I am daddy. It's my turn. Oh God.
No, but I mean, okay. When you're about to get engaged to somebody, you do imagine a whole life with them, right? And that life usually involves children.
Yeah.
And when that comes crashing, there's like a lot that comes crashing with it.
Yeah.
What?
When you're engaged.
I mean, there's like, is this breaking news?
Yeah. There's like no easy way to like say this. I don't know. Yeah. I was, God. Fuck. How do I say this? I guess so. I don't know. I feel like, yeah. It did. Yeah. Oh God.
Well,
there was,
I mean, there's an engagement ring in the music video. Is that even real?
yeah.
So somebody gave that to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I kept it.
But obviously there was no engagement. Like, you didn't go through with it.
No.
Well, and the lyrics say, I still kept the ring, even if I'll never be your bride.
Yeah. Isn't that sad?
That you kept the ring?
Yeah. You just,
That'll
the
never
lyric
be,
itself.
Getting choked up over there, huh?
Literally, I'm
It's
joking.
me. I should be choked up. Yeah. No, yeah.
I mean, who proposed to you? Yeah.
You want me to spell it out for you?
I mean, I know. I'm just trying to get some
It's
tangible
just,
context.
I don't think that I was honestly ever in such an intense relationship as I was then. And there was just like so much like love. Like I was like deeply in love with him. And I mean, you're young, and when you feel that way, that like you've never felt before with anyone else, it's like, fuck yeah, like I want to spend the rest of my life with you, you know? I'd be lying to myself if I said I didn't.
What is it like to spell that whole thing or relive that whole thing in a studio and then turn it into a record? Because it is the story of this love that could have been amazing, could have been great, but isn't. But at the same time, like, go on and love somebody else, but also, like, never like you'd love me.
Yeah, so, when I was writing this project, I had no idea. I know that there's a moment where I was just like, what else can I write about? Like, I've been so open about a lot of things. And there's a lot of things that happened recently. You know, like, I sat down and I would try to write about me going to the mental hospital when I was just sad, and certain low points in my life that happened after I wrote my first album. And it's really hard to kind of be able to sit down and make a song that you're okay with putting out, something that you haven't fully processed or healed from yet. Especially when there's something that you haven't talked about or addressed in your life that's happened prior that you still need to heal from. And I think that everything just happens organically and subconsciously. Whatever I ended up writing for this project were it was about things that I guess I didn't really know that I was still hurt from, or I guess I've kind of just submerged because shit just hit the fan after that. But yeah, I tried to run away from how I was feeling about a lot of the things. And when I wrote Lie, I think that's kind of when I even realized myself how I actually felt about a certain situation. And it's hard. It's really hard to kind of put yourself back there and only think about how you felt, and how like you really think about it. Because that is the song is about how hard it is to actually not only think about the person that you loved so much be with someone else, but then to like watch them move on, from afar. But I feel like every girl can like relate to this. I mean, there's nothing worse, not even girl, but everyone can relate to this. Like, there's nothing worse than the aching pain that you get just thinking about someone that you broke up with that you loved so much, even saying the words, I love you, to someone else. Doing the things that you did with them, like just thinking about it. It's crippling, and I kind of tried to run from that feeling. And then thank God I wrote a song about it because it was healing for me.
It's like really interesting because I think about like that idea, right, of somebody that you love being with somebody else is really what keeps people from leaving what could be a toxic relationship.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. I feel that shit, dude. I feel it in my soul.
I fucking feel it. Like, I've cried to Lie so many times. It feels so good though to just be able to write and release a song about how I truly feel about something. Like, with all of these songs that I've been writing for my EP, I kind of put myself in a different headspace where like I force myself to be ignorant and forget that my life has been so public. I force myself to just like fully block out the fact that people have, like, they know about my relationships. They know about the people that I've been with. Like, they know me. Like, I just want to sit in the studio and I want to write songs about how I feel because my feelings are the same as anyone else. We all go through heartbreak. We all go through all that stuff. And like, I write music to let my feelings go and to let them out there. And I needed to kind of forget that, people, I guess, would know about a certain situation because like my feelings are, just as much real as anything else.
How did Lie start? Like, was it in the studio? Did you come with lyrics? Like,
100%. I didn't come with lyrics. We had a concept. And yeah, I basically, everything that I said in Lie, like, I have drafts on drafts of huge paragraph text in my notes app. I feel like everyone does this, but for like months, like I would like want to text something, but like I don't, because I'm like,
text it to him.
Yeah, like things that I want to say that if I could, if I could call someone right now, like this is what I would say, I'd write it in my notes just to get it out and feel like I did it. And a lot of the things that I said were basically, that's what lie is about. But yeah.
You dropped a bunch of Easter eggs in this video of yours, which, by the way, we're going to put a link in the description below if you want to watch.
Slay.
Um,
So many.
everything's a sleigh.
Right?
Yeah, the calendar with 412 circled on it.
What happened then?
Oh, let me say this. Okay, so the video was insanely intentional.
Oh, it
And
was?
there's-
Yeah, we can tell. I got a
Insanely
list.
intentional. And I'm going to preface that there's even some Easter eggs that, like, I didn't even think about that my team were like, oh, yeah, like, let's do this. But you know what? It had to be intentional. Because I'm like, fuck it. Like, I'm already, like, saying all this stuff in a song. Why not be intentional? I also think it's fun to kind of just, like, throw things out there. And I wrote the treatment and everything. And so...
I mean, there was one on Reddit that I saw that
Mhm.
people think that the couple in the video looks like your ex and their current person.
Okay, well...
Is it?
Yeah, no. That wasn't intentional.
Shout out to Reddit.
I think the one thing that was intentional was the actor of American Jesus. The actor of American Jesus being the same.
Ah.
But the girl, I don't know. She's great though. She's sweet. Love her. But yeah, no. I feel like I've seen a lot of people try and be like, oh, like they casted this person to look like this person, and it's like, no. Like I feel like you've seen like shoots before. It's like no one's really going on a deep dive to try and find lookalikes. Like,
And I believe like American Jesus guy was like a last minute guy, right? Did he have somebody else planned for him?
So last minute. Like when I tell you, like it could be, there was one thing that we were trying to find, not only like the age of the people, because it's like I don't want like a 16-year-old boy playing it, it's just like weird. So I need someone like of age, so it like, wasn't uncomfortable and illegal. And the song, it's talking about long dark hair and green eyes, and so we were trying to find someone like that. The person that we were going to use was like, it's like so random, did not match the description at all, and we were like, okay, like fuck it, doesn't matter, whatever. It's just a video. And then last minute, like we had to find someone else, and Seth, literally, I bless his soul, because I don't know how, like it was the night before. It was 7 p.m. the night before, and he had to like be there like at 6 a.m. or something the next day, and he was able to do it, and he had dark hair that was long and green eyes, and that was in the video. And so it's like that wasn't intentional. Seth just found us, and we love Seth.
We love Seth.
We love Seth. He's absolutely amazing. He's great. But no, yeah, it wasn't like I was trying to like be all sneaky and be like, oh my God, you look like,
So do you believe there's a rule that should apply to everybody if you're engaged to somebody and it gets called off that you keep the ring?
Oh, I don't know.
Or is there only certain circumstances that make sense?
I mean, I don't know.
A better question. Why'd you keep the ring?
Because I kept the ring because it was given to me by someone that I loved a lot. And it holds such a precious moment that happened in my life, despite, if we broke up or anything like that. Like, it still means a lot to me. And I don't know.
Was there a full-on proposal?
Like what does that mean?
Like when he gets on his knee and says, "Will you marry me?"
Well, yeah, kind of.
Did you know it was coming, or was it was all a big surprise?
No, I did not know it was coming. I mean, like, who would know that? And I was like,
I don't know.
oh my God. Like, genuinely, like, who would, like, No, I had no idea it was coming. It was also, like, a day before my birthday, and there was just, like, it's like, whoa. We didn't tell anyone at first until, like, our moms.
How many days?
Oh, is this why the sticky note says that date? Yeah, that date. Let me get that date. August 5th, 2021.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a moment, too, where, like, I remember, like, I obviously would wear the ring, and people started saying something, and I remember, like, I, like, didn't, like, I stopped, like, making sure I took it off before, like, I had any, like, pictures and, like, posting it, and I remember I, like, posted something on my story of, like, me, like, on his back, and it was, like, a mirror picture, and you could see, like, the ring, like, on my hand, and I remember I posted it and people said something, so I deleted it, and then I reposted it, but I photoshopped the ring off my finger.
I mean, you're basically admitting it at that point.
I honestly don't know what I was thinking. But no, yeah. Which I think is, like, so funny. But yeah.
How many days after you say yes do you end up saying no?
It wasn't, no. It wasn't like I mean, when we broke up, it was like, oh yeah, no, like, it's not happening, sadly. And then, like, but there was a point where it was just like, we kind of realized, like, maybe a little bit too soon. Like, this should just, like, you know, be like a promise ring thing. And then
What happened?
you know, there was nothing that happened. I mean, like, we like lived together, and we were just kind of like, I think when you put something like that, it adds so much pressure to the relationship.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And so it's like, it would be like something less to worry about and to hold over each other's heads if we just, like, kind of, like, put that aside, and then, like, you know, it was still going to be like a future thing, but it wasn't going to be like, oh, like, we're going to get, like, married in, like, October.
But then the relationship ends up just fizzling out.
Yeah.
Any hope that it may once again be? Or is it done forever? And is this song a part of that?
I think the song to me kind of represents the pain that you feel, but also being like, oh, I wish you the best. Because it's like, I want them to be happy, whether it's with or without me, you know? And it's like, it's bound to happen, you know? Like, people move on and they see other people, and you experience a new type of love. And even though it's, like, hard to think about that, it's like, it's the truth. And I always, you know, only would ever want him to be happy and healthy and in love. You know, doesn't matter with who, as long as it, you know, is filling his heart.
That is the hard thing about love, right? Like, if you truly love somebody.
Mm-hmm. It hurts.
Oh, yeah.
It has to hurt.
Pain
you know?
comes with that territory.
You start to be very selfless.
And that is the hardest part. And with that, you want the best for that person, even if you don't happen to be the best.
Yeah.
But that's even harder to come to terms with.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks. Because ultimately, if you're not bringing out the best in them, chances are they're not bringing the best out in you.
100%, yeah. Everything's a learning experience. Everything. But yeah. What I love, though, is just, like, there's nothing negative, and I feel like everyone likes to bring up all of, like, the negative parts and all of that stuff, but it's like what people online see and what they know, it's like they're fueled by the drama and things and speculations and all of that stuff. But for me, like it was like over a year of me being with someone that I loved so much. And like, even from him too, like I've never had someone love me the way that he did. And so it was so real. And so things go wrong. It's bound to happen in a relationship, you know? There's always going to be issues. There's always going to be hard moments. And, you know, when I did things that upset him and he did things that upset me and, you know, ultimately caused our breakup, it's like when I look back on it, I hold on and I only see the good moments. You know, when it was good, it was so good. And so I feel like that's what a lot of people kind of, it's hard to grasp that because it's like, it was real, you know, like everyone sees like, you know, what happened when we broke up and what happened when we started dating, but it's like no one was there the whole every day of the year that, you know, we lived together, you know.
And it's so hard because even friends, like they only see so much, and the speculation and them throwing their opinions into the mix, it does add, like, because at the end of the day, nobody's living it except for the two of you.
Oh yeah, but I think the thing, yeah, it was special because it was beyond a relationship for us. I think it's like we cared so much about each other, like it was so intense, and we just cared about each other as like a, yeah, I mean, we were just there for each other when we had no one else. 100%. And I think yeah, and I think things got harder for me after losing Coop because, you know, me and Jaden shared
Cooper.
You know, it was like the three of us all the time. So like now it's like when I think about Jay, like I think about Coop, you know? And so it was really hard for me because I was already struggling with like a breakup and then having to lose Coop, and then like the one person that was like, it was like, you know, the three of us. And so it was hard having to lose the two people that I really held close for so long. Like I just lost them both at the same time.
I watched it, like, you know, really, my heart hurt for you.
Yeah.
Scary to go through that alone.
Yeah.
Really scary. When do you know that a moment is right to be turned into a record? Because you talk about, if you were to write about what happened to Coop today, it'd be a song that the label wouldn't let you put out.
Yeah. I think that it would be a song that really wouldn't help anyone. You know, it sounds very selfish of me, but I have made a song that is an incredible fucking song. Absolutely amazing. Like my team loves it. And can I say the name of it? It's called Club Heaven, and it's pretty sad, but it's kind of like uplifting in a way that I feel like would help heal people that have lost loved ones. And it's kind of like, I hope you're up there, you know, in Club Heaven and like all of that stuff. And it's, you know, very uplifting, but the reason why I don't feel comfortable putting it out right now is because when I listen to it, it makes me angry. I don't feel that way, you know, like I obviously do feel that way, but it's like I am furious and I am angry still, and I am so deeply like in pain at his loss that I can't just sing a song that's like, you know, like it's hard, and I feel like I just need to figure out the right way to express how I feel because it's very confusing for me. But it's like I still like feel like I'm dying every day without that kid.
Grief is weird.
It's so weird, and it hits me in moments
Well, you
that
least expect it.
I don't expect it. Yeah, it's kind of like I'm on autopilot, and then something will happen, and I just like sink down into like this fucking hole of like just absolute emptiness. Because like it is true, like it's like I only had those two people.
If that song makes you angry to listen to it, what made you even want to start it?
I liked it the first day, and then the more that I listened to it, the more that I realized that that's not how I felt. And if there's one thing about me, it's like I will never come out with a song that's not true to how I feel. And also me to sit there and kind of envision me having to perform that song right now. Fuck no. Like Die First already gets me, and that's real. Die First is real. But for me to sit there and try to get through me performing a song like that every night when I'm breaking down inside, I think that's what kind of did it for me.
What is the name of the EP?
How's a Teenage Girl?
Is it?
I think so. I think about my worst years. And I mean, so the whole idea for me is just the fact that like there's nothing more like when a girl is broken down and hurt and has gone through so much shit, like they are fucking crazy, like powerful. Hell. Like I feel like I could have brought help. I chose not to, I chose to kind of internalize my hell. But I could have after all the shit that I've been through. And I also think that it is hell being a teenage girl or just a girl in general, I think there's a lot of things that I've been through in my life that it's fucking hell and it sucks. But yeah.
Life could be hell.
Life is hell, yeah.
When does this EP come out?
July 14th.
Oh, shit.
July 14th.
That's like kind of soon.
Okay, so, this is actually really crazy. This is really crazy. So there's a lot of like, what do they call them? Hints?
Easter eggs.
Easter
eggs. I feel like Easter eggs is such like, there's like a lot of clues and like little like things that like, kind of like foreshadow things for the future. And there's a moment where like in my dressing room in the video, it shows the door, and I literally put room 147 on it. And the reason I did that is because I have a song on the EP that I wrote when I was on tour, and it has the lyric room 147. Like it says that in the song. But then when we were on Twitter, after the video came out, fans were like, oh my God, 147, it's the EP backwards because it's 714. And so it's 14-7. And I was like, how crazy that works, a little bit. Because I originally wasn't going to say that number, but I did in the song. And then like the EP release wasn't even like finalized. Like the date wasn't finalized yet. But yeah, so I guess it's like kind of both. It's also on the clock too.
How is this EP going to sound different than what you've done before? Or is it just still that same sonic scape and the honesty and the storytelling?
I don't know how, I wouldn't say it's different. I think it's just me maturing and growing and getting older. I feel like all of my music kind of sounds like in the same world a little bit, but I think that this has evolved into something of its own. And I honestly think that, I feel like I've said this like last time I talked about my album, but like this is like probably the best music that I've ever made in my entire life.
That's what you should be saying every time.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it's yeah, it feels good. Like when I like to listen to my project on like repeat, it's like I'm excited for it.
By the way, you can listen to all of Nessa Barrett's music. It's available, waiting for you on Amazon Music. There's a link in the description below. What are you thinking, Dan?
What happened in room 147? What's that represent?
It was a random thing that it wasn't like, it's not like an actual thing to anything. It's just like a song lyric that I wrote. Why I said room 147, I think it sounds cool. And the song is, the song that it's from is called Motel Horror. And so it's kind of, motels. There's a room number. But yeah, it wasn't like just a random number.
Spooky.
That happened to be my EP release.
What's Motel Horror about?
Motel Horror is honestly just about just the idea of I feel like I've tried to pull a lot of concepts that I've been through that a lot of young women and men too that could relate to, but it's just the idea of being used physically a little bit by someone. And I've dealt with it when I was younger, unfortunately, but just desperately wanting to be loved. And then you're kind of taken advantage of a little bit, which I feel like this was kind of a poem that I wrote on tour. I don't know what possessed me to write it, but I did. And I feel like it's very dark. If you really listen to the lyrics, it's very dark. It's like, it's kind of like feeling like just us really wanting to be loved and then feeling like dirty and just used, instead.
What inspires that poem? Like, where did it come from? Why do you want to write it in that moment?
I don't know. I think that there's a point in tour where I was writing like 7 songs a day.
Whoa.
And it like so much, like Breathe and New, like there was so much, like I was writing countless amount of songs a day on tour, and I was grabbing things from like everything. And I've had, again, there's a lot of things from my childhood and my teen years that I haven't shared publicly, which honestly I don't think that it's like that anyone should ever know the things that I've really been through that are disgusting. But I grabbed Motel Horror from that too. But also it's just like the idea, like I think I saw like something on TikTok before of a girl, it's like she was like ranting about things. I love seeing the videos where it's like they post a video and it's like a paragraph of like written things like on it. But it's just like I've even been in situations too, like in the past where it's like you are so in love with someone and you're so in love with someone, but you're not in a relationship. And it's very obvious that like the love isn't the same on both parts, And so you kind of just, I don't know how to explain it, but like you're always there for that person and they only kind of come to you when they're bored, but you like it because you try and get whatever you can get, even though like it sucks. Like there's just so many stories of just being in love with someone and say it's like there's, I feel like I'm not like really never like really talk about this, but like you're in love with someone so much and like you say you hook up with them and then they just leave and it's like, oh, they got what they wanted, whatever, while you're crying on the floor, like, it happens a lot and it's sad. And so I guess that's what Motel Horror is for me.
That's fuck. One-sided relationships are hard.
Mm-hmm.
That is transactional.
Yeah.
But selfish.
Yeah. Last time I was in one probably was like in like high school or something. But shit fucking sucks. Shit sucks. And I feel like I've learned, I don't know, for me, I feel like I never really like talk about this stuff, but like just the way that like the things that I wear and how I act sometimes, I feel like a lot of people perceive me as a sexual person, and I've realized that since, you know, I've been in LA, and the thing is like I'm quite honestly the opposite. And so I notice very quickly when, you know, people only want that, you know, and I see it happen all the time. It's like, I'm a lover, you know, I love the relationship. I love caring about people. Like that stuff comes like second to me, but that's like kind of very rare in our generation. Yeah, everyone's only looking for a hookup. Everyone wants whatever satisfies them.
Do you feel with healing and time, the love you had that ended up not working before could work?
I don't know. I think all I know is I want to heal, and I want to focus on my life and doing what I've been doing for the past year. And I, you know, wish the best for them, obviously, but it's like you don't know all that stuff. I don't.
No. The answer could be no.
I don't know.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But he's healing. He's healing too.
And I'm so beyond happy for him, and I'm so proud of him, honestly. Like, because I know how hard it is. You know, I've been there. And I know him. And it makes me very happy that, you know, I love seeing him get help, and I love seeing him do things to be better, and all I want is for him to be happy.
Is it hard to move on? You keep getting tagged in things?
It's, yeah, that's a bitch. The thing is, like, no, it just makes me, like, cry for a moment, and then, like, I'm fine. But the thing is, like, what's easy for me is that I can just be like, oh, this is my feelings. This is what I've been through. And when I kind of just, like, separate it from, like, our relationship and then him as well, and I'm just like, this is just me and my feelings and my story, then it's easier for me, you know? Because it's like, it does suck, okay? It does.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Bottom line, it does suck. It sucks a fuck ton.
Does a part of you wish you were in a relationship? No. I think this is the best, healthiest you've ever been. Beyond. So.
I'm slaying right now. And
you
I
don't
honestly,
need fucking
like,
dead weight.
I honestly, like, if I was in a relationship right now, I feel like I would neglect it really bad because I'm so focused on, you know, just where I'm at right now. Yeah. And I'm so fucking, like, busy, and I'm, you know, working on a lot of this music and touring and all this stuff. And also I've been on this huge, like, journey with, like, my mental health and really trying to, like, continue, like, the healing process, that I would just be neglecting a relationship right now. When I'm, like, alone, like, at night, like, sleeping, and it's just me and my cat, like, do I ever, like, go to sleeping like, I wish that it wasn't just a pillow behind me. Maybe, but it's like, everyone does that. Sometimes it's nice. I love being alone, but it also, like, it's, no. Yeah, no.
I don't know what the answer is.
The answer is no. I do not want a relationship.
Listen to all of Nessa Barrett's music, please. It's all available on Amazon Music.
Yeah, I got one more question about this.
Yeah.
The artwork for Lie, is that burn hole a representation of when your stage caught on fire in London?
Yes.
Is it really?
No, imagine. It honestly should have been. I actually forgot about it. That's actually crazy. It looks exactly like it.
It's the same hole.
It's the same fucking hole.
It's the same hole. By the way, you may not know this, but there's a fire at the first night of the Nessa Barrett show in London at one of the most famous gay clubs in London called Heaven. We love Heaven.
We love Heaven. We love the gays.
And also Dan, Carlos, Cameron, and I are your biggest fucking fans. We go to every show.
I never miss a Nessa show.
Yeah, I better not. I fucking kill you.
Wait, I would say the artwork bird is kind of like an Easter egg.
It is. Yeah. I'm forgetting all of these like Easter eggs. Everything's intentional.
Thanks, buddy.
Everything's intentional. The white horse in the music video, it's intentional.
Who is that?
Who is the white horse? What person represents the fucking horse?
I'm not saying that person looks like a horse. I'm saying it's something else.
Who knows? Maybe the white horse will turn into a real one in the future. Hell's a Teenage Girl.
Wait, what? Maybe the white horse will turn. What?
Maybe it'll be a real one. It's
I get you.
You get me. He's just a little behind. It's just like no, but like yeah, and the burn mark. I mean, in the artwork, it's like hell's a teenage girl, fire.
Duh.
Mind blown. I feel like everything will come together in a way. Honestly, like there's so many things that like I'm like, how the fuck is it? How's this gonna make sense? How is this all gonna come together? And it just ends up doing so by itself. And I'm like, okay, yep. I'm running with that. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. But
do you feel like this is gut or like what energy is helping guide you in your decision-making process?
Not me. I'll tell you that right now.
Higher power?
100%. 100%. I believe that. I talked to my hypnotherapist she's just incredible, but she's like changed like my perspective on things so much. But she's like, the way that she talks to me, it's like I shouldn't even be taking ownership of like my songs. Like it's not even right for me to be like, oh, my songs make people feel this way, because it's not true. And like my songs are just things that I happen to write, and whatever I happened to write was the universe, God, higher power, and they kind of like flown. It's them like flowing through me and like releasing out. It's like I'm a vessel in a way.
By the way, Chris Martin really believes that. Like he really genuinely believes that. Like and like RM of BTS. There's people who genuinely believe that it comes from something so much bigger than that.
Oh yeah, because like I wouldn't be here, and I feel like there's a reason for everything. But it's like whatever has to be said and whatever has to be addressed, it comes out, and it's not me. I'm not smart enough. Like even the Room 147, and then that also happening being the release date that we didn't even know about. And like the fans caught on to it before we did. It's just like little things. And so, yeah, I feel like it's not me. It's not me, but it is. But it's not.
I get it.
Kind of confusing if you think about it a little bit. But yeah.
By the way, listen to all the music from Nessa Barrett. It's all available on Amazon Music. I want to ask, like, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Personal. I mean, that's what I'm fucking doing here, but I mean, maybe it's like too personal, and we can totally cut it out. But does Coop present himself to you? Do you feel him? Do you see him? Does he exist in your day to day? Does he show up in your dreams?
He shows up in my dreams a lot. Yes. Does he exist in my day-to-day? I would say no. I feel like what's very crazy, and there was a moment where I kind of started to like spiral a little bit because he started to show himself less and less. Initially, when he first passed, it was like there was probably like a good few weeks where it's like constant, like very obvious, like he's right there. I couldn't ignore it. But when the soul moves on and it heals and it rests in peace, it's not going to keep showing up. And I think that was hard to remember. But when I really need him to, I know he's there, he'll show up in my dreams. I've had a moment on my tour recently, my Europe run, where I was doing Diverse and I was absolutely breaking down and I just felt someone hugging me that wasn't there. And my voice was like cracking because I was about to cry. And then like as soon as I felt that, like I was fully able to like vocally do the rest of the song as almost if he was there to like help me. But yeah. It's hard.
It really is hard.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my best friend back in February, and she would present herself a bunch. Still does from time to time, but it does get less and less.
It does, yeah.
And it's hard.
It is hard. Sadly, I feel like I forced myself to be very numb to it. And then I have like about like a time once a week where I'm just absolutely destroyed alone in my room, like throwing everything, having a meltdown, behind closed doors. But I really try to hold myself together and honestly try to like block out any feeling that I have truly about that, because I still like I still can't like it doesn't get better, you know? Like everyone's like, oh, time heals everything. No, it's not true. Over time, I just learned how to suppress it.
Yeah.
And to absolutely like become numb to it. But it's like, I have moments still to this day where it hits me and it's like the very first second that I found out all over again, you know? And it's like, yeah, and all the fucking like, it's crazy because I said that instead of like the 7 stages of grief, 7 stages of grief, my album is like 8 stages of a breakup, but like the 7 stages of grief is bullshit. Like there's no stages, it's all one fucking blob, and it's like it jumps around, it's like all, and I don't even know how to fucking classify anything of it, because it just like it's crippling. It's crippling and it's unbearable and nothing makes sense. But yeah, I just recently I've grown like a fear of just like the future, because I just know that death is something that is inevitable, and I don't know if I can afford to go through that again.
I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point where like there's a moment in time where like I feared building connections with people because of the thought of having to lose them.
Yeah.
But you can't do that. It's
Yeah,
the
know.
worst way to go about it.
Yeah. I just like, yeah. I have me, my cat, Bree, like Evan, the people that I work with, because like we already have such like a family bond, but it's like I really keep to myself, and I try and keep my circle small, because it's like not only like I'm scared to lose people, but it's just like time and time again I'm disappointed by so many people. And it's just like, and also too, it's like, what the fuck? Like, how am I going to sit here and like try and like find, like, Bree's my fucking best friend. She's my mom. She's my sister. She's everything for me. But like Cooper was my best friend. My best friend. I'm never going to have a best friend like that, ever. And every friend that I do have, I'm constantly going to compare it to them. And I will never, ever find someone like that. And I'll never have a relationship like that. And so it's just like, I like to say that my best friend's a ghost, and it sounds like really sad, but it's like, he'll forever be my brother, my best friend. But it's like, I don't get to like hang out with him like everyone else gets to do with their friends, but it's like, it's fine. I'd rather him keep that title than for me to have to find someone else that, you know,
It's really special. Really, really special.
My best friend died a couple years ago, and that motherfucker's always lurking. He really is.
It's kind of crazy. Like,
oh my God, do we all lose best friends?
Shit sucks.
That's crazy.
Sometimes I don't think it's true, but then I have to remember I carried his casket out of a church.
Oh.
But even thinking about that is just like, did that actually happen? Did I actually do that? And I'm like, no, I did.
Yeah.
And I sometimes have to laugh about it because like, what am I going to do? Nothing's bringing him back.
I cry about it all the time.
I cry about it. I laugh about it. It's just like there's no like real way to like process it. I don't even know how to like feel. It's like, what can you do when something's like just so like, it's just like, yep. There's nothing that you can do about it. Like genuinely, you can't. And so I think that's what's like.
You can honor them. I do believe that. And that's like something that I'm coming to terms with, is how to honor my best friend in my actions and keep her memory alive in a bunch of different ways.
It's all you can do. I mean, yeah. If I wasn't like honoring Coop, I mean, like after he passed, it's like I wouldn't be doing this shit. Fuck no.
Well, this was quite a conversation.
It was a roller coaster. Loss after loss we talked about.
It was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But that is life.
It is life.
By the way, if you or somebody you know is going through it right now, we're going to put a link in the description below so you can tap into BetterHelp. It's there. Also, there's a number to call. Again, if you or somebody you know is going through it, go below. There's a bunch of stuff down there for you. I really appreciate you being here. I really love you very much.
I love you.
We really are your biggest fans.
As you should.
What's that one song I was late to the party on, Carlos?
Which one? What do you
Miserable?
No, I've always been a fan of that one.
Bang Bang.
Dying on the Inside?
Yeah.
That one, I'm so glad I put that on the thing, because that one's like hitting me like a truck right now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's about my eating disorder.
Yeah.
You know? So, but yeah, that one slays.
It sure does.
It's but it very much attached to reality.
Very much attached to reality, yes.
But again, it's not too late.
It's not too late.
Never is.
Yep.
It's all in your control, even though you feel like it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Really. I appreciate you beyond. You're the best.
You're the best.
You good?
I think so.
I think so.
Nessa Barrett, everybody. Thanks for being here.